1, 2, 3, funk it.
My darling, I love you, 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 I know I dream of you, and I help it if I dream of you every night. Dream of you, and I help it if I dream of you every night. Dream of you, and I help it if I dream of you, if I dream of you, dream of you.
Maybe talk to me a little bit about the genesis of your focus on networking.
Yeah, I would say that when Zach and I were making the decision to leave Liberty and start our own thing, the reason why we were so confident was because we share the same unique ability, which is building relationships. We know how to gain trust.
You guys are both very charming. I've been here for a while and I can feel it.
No, we love meeting new people. We love nurturing existing relationships. It brings us joy to really connect with other people. And we're both the same. We operate differently, but that's our compass. That's how we both feel. So we knew we'd be successful. We knew we'd make a ton of mistakes, but it wouldn't be creating relationships, driving leads, and creating sales. We knew that those things would always be available. So we knew we would stumble on the operational stuff, the team building, the processing, all the systems.
Networking is a kind of another word for caring about what the other person's doing. And if you network to funnel your product, you've already lost. And so when we go into networking, we don't have a solution for what we're going to offer a said person until we hear what they're actually doing. And that's one of our secret sauces is we just sit down with a mortgage originator and we have no presumptions as to what they need. So we just listen for a little while, and sometimes we walk away without even pitching because we're like, I'm glad we didn't, because this person actually has no need for our services whatsoever. Yeah. But we got 5 realtors that they know, and maybe we'll keep going. And so we're very happy with the spin-offs, as opposed to going in with set agenda. We never go in with a script. We never go in with X, Y, and Z. We actually never go in with PDFs, never go in with deliverables, no pens, nothing. Yeah. We kind of just go in and just listen for a little while. And it's led to maybe a little bit of a longer sales cycle than maybe we necessarily would have wanted.
Deeper relationships. That was evolution too. To pretend that we were perfect at like the actual strategic relationship building at the very beginning would be false. We were good enough and we were comfortable enough meeting other people, but to really understand how to get the best out of one-on-one or the best out of a two-on-two, you really need to understand like the importance of questioning and listening. Questioning and listening. Don't just shut up. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about what you offer. They will ask you how they can help when you've spent 90% of the time focused on what they need.
It's a natural human instinct. It's just so natural. But what isn't natural is to have empathy. And I think Gary was talking about this. Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about this in a recent one. Like the best salespeople in the world have empathy for the other side of the party. Well, I think the best networkers in the world truly care about what the other party is going through. Yeah. And the best salespeople might not. Like that's okay. Yeah. Like you can still sell product and not care about the other side. You will not be successful networking. Yeah. And that really has been our core. Yeah. I personally, I'm one of the most impatient people I've ever met. But with brand building and networking and sales and business, I'm incredibly patient. It doesn't necessarily matter to me because I think the end goal, where Matt and I are trying to go, Lowe's, who cares? We have Lowe's daily, and we have unbelievable meetings with people that we know we can add value to who will never refer, just because they walk away and maybe their brother is in insurance, and you just move on. But if that is affecting you, like you really might be in the wrong business.
Like young sales reps, like if you think that you're gonna crush the game for 3 years and then you're just gonna make massive amounts of money, you're wrong. And you shouldn't look at it that way. It should be like little tiny baby steps forward, some baby steps back, and keep moving. The long game is the right play in this industry.
Yep. Yes sir, this is what I'm made for. Yep. Yes sir, this is what I'm made for. Yep. Yes sir, this is what I'm made for.
Hot, sizzling, scorching, torching, blazing, flaming new sound.
Tell me about the bobblehead thing. What's the bobblehead thing?
Yeah, I mean, what is the bobblehead? No. So our wives got us bobbleheads of ourselves, 1 year anniversary. So this is 7 years ago. Okay. And I think they just felt like they're like a little felt bad that we were like, you know, you didn't take income the first year, you're investing in the company. Here's something that's, you know, reminds you how special you are, or whatever the reason was.
Yeah.
We got them and we were like, this is really cool, and we put them on our desks, and we got two reactions when people came in. One was either like, that's really weird, like it's really weird you have yourself on like in a wooden form on your desk, or they were like, that's awesome, how do I become one?
Yeah.
And so we just heard that for years and years. We were talking to a PR person we were working with, and we were just like, you know what, like, we should just do this for our partners. Like, let's just do it for our partners. And so, I don't remember which year it was, 5 years ago, we like made a big purchase. We made like 100 bobbleheads, all custom bobbleheads of all of our referral partners and people that we wanted to get in the door with that had said no, no, no to us.
Yeah.
We made them into a bobblehead, delivered it to them, and no one would not take a meeting if you're getting a bobblehead of yourself.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of snowballed. It's snowballed, and we've made probably over 1,000 bobbleheads now of realtors, loan officers, mortgage brokers. All of our employees get one for their 1-year anniversary. So yeah, I mean, it's worked out well.
I think it's freaking genius.
Yeah. I mean,
The real catalyst was when we decided to purchase a lot of them was when a realtor we know, Joe Shutt, ran up to our booth at a realtor event, grabbed our actual bobbleheads, and ran around and said, do you know these guys? These guys are great. And we're like, huh. That's interesting. Like, one, creepy, but two, like, it's pretty interesting. So we started, there was a lot of catalysts and warning signs that this is a good idea.
Everyone feels pretty special when they become a bobblehead, and so what do you do when you feel special about something? You post about it. So everyone posts on their social media with 500 to 1,000 people that they know that we don't know. Look at me, basically, and then everyone's like, oh my god, you know you finally made it when you're a bobblehead. How do I become a bobblehead?
Yeah.
And it's just really helped.
Start sending referrals to G&N.
Yeah, basically. It really helped us kind of make some inroads with groups that we wouldn't have otherwise. It's a fun, light, humorous, memorable way to brand build.
Yeah. And
it's a little corny, it's a little, you know, it's a little off, it's a little non-insurance. It's kind of like us. It's like we don't really want to talk about insurance too much. Right. And every year at the end of January we have a huge client appreciation event specifically for B2B. So all of our loan officers, realtors, attorneys, financial advisors, people who have been supporting us over the years, and we call it the Bobblehead Bonanza. And so if you've ever been made into a bobblehead, you get the invite to come.
We have some realtors and some lenders who come up to us and say, when I came to your Bobblehead Bonanza in like 2016 or whatever it was, like I didn't know anyone. And now this year I'm like high-fiving every single person in the whole room.
Yeah.
And that makes us really happy because we realize that like this person, we've actually helped them network in this community, and it's pretty cool. It's been really fun. Want to be everybody's buddy, right? And that comes with major responsibilities. And so where we're much better at is helping our managers make tough decisions if need be, or help them promote from within, etc., etc.
Do you think it's because you have each other? Like you can, because I
everything.
I think you know, I listen to you guys talk and. You know, and like, you know, I can't tell if he's the yin or if you're the yang or how that works. It seems like a competitive advantage that you guys have each other and you work so closely together.
We agree. We also agree that partnerships fail more than they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like 95% chance if you're a partnership, it's not going to work. So, but it's worth the risk because the advantages heavily outweigh.
I mean, if you look at like two things off that, like one, if you look at every big company, like not every, but if you look at the majority, like Uber, Facebook, Twitter, they're all partnerships.
Yeah,
they all are, and there's some secret to that. Where Matt and I really think about is there'll be many times like late night phone calls, weekend phone calls, early morning phone calls. Where I'll be calling Matt just as a for instance, and he'll talk me off a ledge, like no, we gotta stick to kind of this. Let this play out a little bit longer, and he'll be right. But if I just ran with my opinion, I'm not saying it'd be totally wrong, but it would be against what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. Having that sounding board is really important to kind of keep it in-house, internally, and then go from there. But you absolutely need that. And so if you don't have that, just having a mentor or coach is really important. But someone who you'll listen to because you respect their opinion, as opposed to the couch,
Yeah.
where you're just giving your opinion and then someone's just absorbing it.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
I think too, like, want to grow, you're like big into growth, you're probably a quick start. You know, you probably don't need a ton of information. You run with your gut. You are like okay with making quick decisions. And if you're a solo practitioner and you're a quick start, you're going to just run forward, and you're not going to see all the aftermath problems of those decisions that you're just running after. And I think that's why, like, we're both very high quick starts. Like, we don't need a lot of information. We trust ourselves. We trust our gut. But if we didn't have each other, there'd be a lot of like collateral damage.
Yeah, I
whereas like the big decisions of strategy and vision will never be moved forward. I won't ever do it without him, and he won't ever do it without me. That helps us because it's like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea 6 months from now. Like right now, we can't do that right now.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. All like, Zach, I've got the best idea of all time. And you're like, that is next year.
Yes, sir, this is what I'm made for. Yep. Yes, sir, this is what I'm made for.
Hot, sizzling, scorching, torching, blazing, flaming new sound for flushing.
You call the two of you entrepreneurs. Most people in your seat would call themselves agency principals. What is that about?
It's a great question. For us, growth and progress and advancement we're obsessed with. And growth comes in so many different ways, right? And knowledge growth is really obsessed with consuming content. And you know, at the size of our agency, we're obsessed with trying to grow it. We're also obsessed with like trying new things and challenging ourselves. And that's why I think that's the biggest difference. It's like an agency principal historically is focused on that agency and really wants to make the most out of that agency, and we definitely do, but we constantly want to push ourselves outside of our comfort, and that's when we find the most joy from the products that we're able to deliver. I think growth is like we're just obsessed with it in all ways.
You know, I think entrepreneurship is about doing what you want to do every day, not some days. And people are scared by that. People are scared to go towards happiness because they feel like it's a destination they can just choose to land at whenever they want. This is not true.
I think that what Zach was touching on a little bit ago too was like the importance of being self-aware. And if you are the agency principal, if you own the business and you aren't self-aware, you can't really make definitive decisions on what you should be doing now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now. Yep. You just kind of continue to do what you're doing. And as you grow, you don't set up the structure and process internally to allow others to win in their unique abilities, and you focus less and less on everything and more on a few things.
Very true.
And that's why you hit ceilings, and then you can't break through them, and you don't know what happened. All of a sudden you wake up, and everyone's asking for you, everyone comes to you for all the answers, you don't have any control of your data, like, you can snowball pretty quickly. But if you're self-aware and you know, I'm really, really good at creating new relationships and driving the company forward, and I'm never satisfied with the status quo, and I'm always hungry for the next thing, then that's what you should be doing. Business development is your thing, marketing and business development. But if you're like, you know what, I kind of really don't like meeting new people. I love the thing that I'm doing right now. I like this B2C sales discussions. Well, go hire business development people who can help grow your company, right? Get bookkeeping in-house, maybe. Whatever it is, but if you're self-aware, you know where you should head.
Back.
Hot, sizzling, scorching, torching, blazing.
It ain't no shame in our game, we do our thing,
Hot,
son.
sizzling, scorching, torching, blazing.
This is hip hop.
Someone sees you guys here 8 years in, they see you on the cover of magazine, they watch the show, they hear you guys talk, they see your content, they see the bobbles, people sharing the bobbles. I think it would be easy to be like, these guys got it all figured out, right? They got the whole thing figured out. I can never get to that spot. Like, I can never make that journey. But as we were talking a little bit before we went on camera, and share as much of this as you're comfortable, it hasn't always been this linear path from the two of you leave Liberty together, start this agency, and here you are 8 years later just crushing it. The path has had some ups and downs, and I'd love for you to maybe just talk a little bit about how you guys have struggled through things and that transition you made to thinking more about process.
Early on, we didn't take income for the first year and a half so we could invest in hiring. We struggled when we tried to delegate certain tasks because we didn't have procedures and structure in place. When we stopped selling, and removed ourselves from something that we loved to do and thought we were pretty good at it, we failed miserably because we didn't have the right people in place, we didn't have the right structure or process in place, or the right training. And revenue took a big hit. We took a big line of credit one time to finance that growth, and then we go, oh shit, we had to do some layoffs. I mean, there was a lot of like really struggling, tough times in the last 7-8 years to get to where we are now.
We think Bob Wan right now is filming our low point. Honestly, where we're going is our higher point. Like, this could be our low point when we look back, but we couldn't be happier. It's just, we do what we want to do every single day. Yeah. And so Bob Wan is more a documentary, not a creation.
The other piece too is like, you have to kind of feel the pain in order to like be motivated enough to get out of that. Yeah. Like I don't want to feel that again. Mm-hmm. Like that was tough. I hated our like 8 to 10 worst days we ever had when we had to let people go and fire people. Yeah. And we don't ever want to have to do that again. So we're extremely protective over our culture and who comes in the door. If you don't match our core values, there's no chance you're coming on our team because we don't want to have to let you go.
So you guys seem like pretty cool dudes. Why is our industry, why is property casualty insurance seen as so like unsexy? How do you make this not seem so boring and dry, which is like the outside perspective?
Well, it's boring and dry because that's how it's been done. Like the industry's been dominated by the same way it's always been done for a long time. And because of that, it doesn't seem like an attractive opportunity for a lot of people, right? What we can do moving forward is what we're doing and what you're doing is create exposure that things can be done a different way, and it's actually pretty exciting. And it doesn't matter what product or service you're offering. If you're doing it creatively and in an innovative way, you can make money, you can make success, you can create relationships and brand. And so I think what we're doing, creating content and sharing it, it's just gonna snowball and create more opportunity for younger people.
Yeah. Well, when we opened up, it was a lose-lose. Like, one, entrepreneurship was not cool. Not cool. 2, insurance was not cool. No. It was a lose-lose.
Still not sure if it's cool.
No, it's not. But it was a total lose-lose, but that didn't deter the journey and the process. That looked like an attractive thing. And also building a business like with someone you like and trust is really important. And I think it's a lot of the agency owners, I personally look on the other side of the table and I'm like, I just feel bad for you because you have no one that you're doing this with. Yeah. You have no one to like really like grind out the long hours with, other than a producer that maybe you're not even rooting for. Yeah. Because you don't get a big enough cut. And in this, that, and the other. Whereas Matt and I, like, we looked at it as like group game. And it was just so fun in the grind together to get to where we're going. And we have so much more fun where we think we're going than where we are now, which is the exact same as the first day. So getting new people in the business, one of our strategies is to bring more than one person at the same time, even if you don't need them. Yeah. Because they have a buddy and they're growing together and you can change it together and who knows what the path is. Secondarily, the established roles in insurance are not attractive. It's either you sit behind a desk and you're in service, or get out of the office, you're on the road in sales. And that's not a fun team environment. You have to develop new roles for millennials. Mm-hmm. So we have somebody in our office that does content. What other insurance agency has that? Probably a bunch, but not many we know. And we look at that as like, we're trying to develop new roles for millennials that don't have the word insurance on it. Yeah. And because of that, we're able to attract millennials. Like, we have 6 or 7 people who are 22 to 24 years old in this agency.
Yeah. A big part of it too is just a focus on the culture, a culture that you're creating. You know, if your culture is old, stale, huge cubicles, and you know, like punch in, punch out, that's the type of people you're going to attract. Yeah. And if you have crazy bobbleheads all over the place, and you know, fun games and Halloween costumes and all kinds of stuff, that's the type of people you're going to attract.
1, 2, 3, funk it. My darling.